You know, you guys, you want to come up and get a little better seat? Yeah, why don't you come up and join us and get a little better seat? We're going to have some fun. Let's kick it up, Jake. Thanks, Jesse. Hey, everybody give Jesse a nice round of applause. Perfect, perfect. That was good. Thank you very much. I appreciate that applause. Spontaneous, though scattered. Thank you very much. Hi, my name's Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Hi, you don't seem impressed. I am one of the better, cheaper acts. I would like to introduce you to a little baby raccoon of mine. His name is Rocky. Give him a big round of applause. Come on, little baby raccoon. Come on, come on. Whoa! I got this from the Harlem Globetrotters. I'd like to show you Rocky's act. He has performed all over the world with me. Japan, Jamaica, all over the United States. How about a nice hand for my baby raccoon? He does tricks, impersonations. I'm going to show you how it works for just a minute, then we'll do his show, okay? But before we get started, we have to do a little bit of housekeeping. First of all, this show tonight is by Mark Yeager. And as you can see, actually, I have a space for rent. Hi, would you like to rent it?
Sure.
Okay, fantastic. We'll talk later after the show. But tonight it is rented by the Children's Therapy Center. The purpose of our show tonight is to help them pursue their mission, to help the children of the Quad Cities. Okay, I'll show you how Rocky works. If you think of a clock, 12 and 6 and 3 and 9, you go up and down on the 12 and 6, he says yes. If you go back and forth on the 3 and 9, he says no. Now to make him eat, it's just like a squirt gun. You just go like that. Isn't that cool? I'll show you after the show. Now to make him scamper up the body, scampering up the body is the single hardest action with the raccoon. It's also the one that makes him look most lifelike. I'll do it one time without the raccoon. Looks really stupid, doesn't it, Craig? Now that I've kind of explained how it works, would you like to see a show? They'll play dead for hours. That's fortunate the show's not going well, but tonight it's going extremely well. I appreciate everything you're doing. And he can't sing, of course. Oh, do you know what he eats? Animal crackers. That's as good as the jokes are going to get. Thank you, Rick. Could you move around and make it look like I'm a big act? No. Rocky, oh, he can't sing, of course, but he can dance. His favorite song is Boogie, 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 Boogie. Rocky, would you like to do a trick for this guy down here? No? Would you please do it for him? Okay, good. Rocky, what's 1 and 1? He goes to 5, but he hates multiplication. How about a nice hand for my baby Rocky? This is, I am a avid reader, and reading, actually I learned this from a book, and actually I learned it from my mentors too. I have 2 mentors, and it's really cool about being a mentor because I am a mentor to a lot of magicians, and I have a lot of mentors. And the reason I say this is I suggest if you have anything you're interested in, find a mentor. And if you're really good at something, be a mentor. Okay, we're going to use this. This is called Trouble Lit. It's actually from New Zealand. We're going to make a bunch of different objects out of this. This is an effect that actually 2 of my mentors have taught me. One from the Quad Cities and one from Chicago. Del and Jay. Do you know what this looks like now? It looks like a Venetian blind. By the way, do you know how to make a Venetian blind? Okay, that's a bad joke. If I hold it now what does it look like? A church window? Yes, you're right. You know what? This is wonderful because you're using your imagination, yes. May I take it a step farther? It's always nice to ask. If I hold it like this, what does it look like now? A very bad pizza, yes. Actually, it first reminded me of what's called a trivet. You would put them on your counters to put hot pans on them so they wouldn't burn. My dad thought it looked like a target. And then he said, Mark, never stand in front of the target. And I told somebody one time it looked like a rotten taco. All right, they didn't think that was very funny because they like tacos. I could use our imagination, make it a... Some people said a bath mat. One young man said it looked like a half-track wheel. Wow. He was actively using his imagination. May I take it a step farther?
Yes.
Let's do it. I fold this side out, and now it looks like a tree for a very small person, yes, or a baby tree, yes. And does it look like anything else?
Umbrella.
A mushroom, that's a great answer because you used your...
Imagination.
Yeah, thank you so much. We could take this a step further. What does it look like now? Even up there in the cheap seats? You know what? It's a diamond ring, that's what the ladies are saying. I thought it looked like a balloon rising to the stratosphere. Or those lanterns you put out at your parties, those oriental lanterns. Doesn't it look like that?
Yes.
It's great because we used our
Imagination.
Thank you so much. May I take it a step further?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much. I fold this side out. And now it looks like a cake pan. It could be a cake pan. Or it could be a bassinet for a newborn baby. Or it could be a crazy hat for a crazy magician. But let's take it a step farther. May I?
Yes.
Perfect, thank you so much. I can fold this side out. And what does it look like now? Pudding, yes, that's great. Because you used your imagination. Isn't that a wonderful thing? You know, if I hold it like this, I always thought it looked like a crazy space helmet. Take me to your leader, take me to your leader. But let's take this a step farther, if I may.
Yes.
We're going to, now, this is an easy one for everybody because someone's guessed it already. The strong man in the circus lifts this over his head. What is it?
Dumbbell.
Ken, this is the dumbbell. You know, you can take this, when I first started learning this, I love using your imagination. When I was a young man, me and my brother John, we would play games using our imagination. This was before Nintendo, of course. And when we used our imagination, we played cowboys and Indians. He was my older brother, of course. He was always the cowboy, and I was always the Indian. But if I had an Indian headdress like this, whoa, 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 okay. This is something every time I perform it, I get to love it a little bit more. When I started doing magic, my mentors, Del and Jay, they told me, he says, Mark, when you go out in an audience, put on your nicest fedora, your best jacket, and everyone here will become your greatest. Put on your nice jacket, best bow tie. Everyone here will become your greatest fan. And I thank you for using your imagination. Thank you very much. I am Mark Yeager, and I am the magician. Have a great evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here.
Let's hear for Mark Yeager one more time. Now we're going to invite our clowns back to the stage in a well-known skit known as the Rubber Telephone. This particular one features Stumbles, who is 13 years old. You know, and little known is that any clown at the age of 16 or younger is usually called a junior Joe. So, introducing Stumbles.
I am the greatest inventor. And I've brought my new invention, the rubber telephone.